Some of you have watched my video, how Obasanjo visited us. If you go to Oka, you see it. They were building presidential lodge when I became governor. How can you build a lodge for president in Oka who doesn't live there? They say, how are we going to build it? Why are we going to have a house for him here? They say it's in every state. What, for God's sake? What the president doesn't live in every state? Does every state in America have the presidential lodge? No. So where do we learn this? Does every state have governor's lodge in Washington? No, they stay in hotel. So where did we learn this type of irresponsibility? But they want me to do it in my state. For God's sake, when Obasanjo came, I told him, I said, Mr. President, you are the president, you have plane, come in the morning, go in the evening. You don't need to sleep in Oka. What are you sleeping in Oka to do? No, you just come anywhere you want to go, you go and... That you cannot. He insisted he would sleep. His best friend, he insisted he would sleep. His people said he would sleep. I said, I have no place for you. But since you insist, you come and sleep in my house. Where I sleep and I'll go away and sleep somewhere else. When you go, I'll come back. And that's what they did. That's what they did. And it cost me 100,000 in the hotel outside. For those 2 nights we slept there. That's what I spent 1 billion. Since he came, no other president have been there to sleep. 2006. And I've had a house of 1 billion, maintain it every day, looking after it. When Jonathan wanted to come, I explained it to him. I said, I don't have any place for you to sleep. If you come, you go. Please. You don't need to sleep. You own the whole country. You can come back the next day if you wish. Or you go to neighboring states and sleep. It doesn't matter. And he came, he slept in Asaba. Because they have more money. I don't have it to spend. Only in Nigeria that people use bulletproof car and have 40 police.
Who is Peter Obi? Peter Obi was born on the 19th of July 1961 in Onitsha to Mr. Josephat Obi, father, and Mrs. Agnes Obi, mother, Anambra State. Peter Obi married Margaret Brownson Obi, née Usen, in 1992 and they have 2 children. He attended Christ the King College, Onitsha, where he completed his secondary school education. He was admitted to the University of Nigeria in 1980 and graduated with a B.A. Hons in philosophy in 1984. Peter Obi attended Lagos Business School, where he completed the Chief Executive Program, Harvard Business School, where he completed 2 major programs, the London School of Economics, Columbia Business School, and the International Institute for Management Development, where he received certificates in the Senior Executive Program and the Chief Executive Officer Program. He also attended the Kellogg School of Management of Northwestern University, Said Business School of Oxford University and the Judge Business School of Cambridge University. Obi was a businessman before he ventured into politics. He held leadership positions in some private establishments. Some of the companies he served include Next International Nigeria Limited, Chairman and Director of Guardian Express Mortgage Bank Limited, Guardian Express Bank plc, Future View Securities Limited, Paymaster Nigeria Limited, CAMS Nigeria Limited, Data Corp Limited and Card Center Limited. He was the youngest chairman of Fidelity Bank plc. Peter Obi contested in the Anambra State governorship election as a candidate for the All Progressives Grand Alliance (APGA) party in 2003, but his opponent, Chris Njige of the People's Democratic Party, was declared winner by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). After nearly 3 years of litigation, Njige's victory was overturned by the Court of Appeal on the 15th of March 2006. Obi took office for governorship on the 17th of March 2006. On the 2nd of November 2006, he was impeached by the State House of Assembly after 7 months in office and was replaced the next day by Virginia Etiaba, his deputy, making her the first ever female governor in Nigeria's history. Obi successfully challenged his impeachment and was reinstated as the governor on the 9th of February 2007 by the Court of Appeal sitting in Enugu. Etiaba handed power back to him after the court ruling. Peter Obi once again left office on the 29th of May 2007 following the general elections, in which Andy Yuba was declared the winner by the electoral body. Obi returned to the courts once more, this time contending that the 4-year tenure he had won in the 2003 elections only started to run when he took office in March 2006. On the 14th of June 2007, the Supreme Court of Nigeria upheld Obi's contention and returned Obi to office. This brought to an abrupt end the tenure of Obi's successor, Andy Yuba, whose the 14th of April 2007 election the Supreme Court nullified on the grounds that Obi's 4-year tenure should have remained undisturbed until March 2010. On the 12th of October 2018, Peter Obi was named as the running mate to Atiku Abubakar, the People's Democratic Party's presidential candidate in the 2019 presidential election. As a candidate for vice president, Obi opposed proposals for a standardized national minimum wage, arguing that different states should have different minimum wages. The Abubakar-Obi ticket came second. On the 24th of March 2022, Peter Obi declared his intention to run for the position of President of Nigeria under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, but later pulled out and announced he would be running under the Labour Party platform instead. According to the People's Gazette, Peter Obi wrote to the leadership of the People's Democratic Party on the 24th of May to resign his membership. Obi reportedly complained of massive bribing of delegates and vote buying at the party's presidential primary, citing the existence of a party clique collaborating against him. Obi's business background and status as a major candidate not affiliated with either of Nigeria's two main parties has drawn comparisons with Emmanuel Macron's successful 2017 French presidential candidacy. Obi has expressed admiration for Macron and was among the officials who received Macron during his visit to Lagos. Younger generations under 30 proved to be some of Obi's biggest supporters, showing their support via social media and protests and street marches. Aisha Yusuf, a prominent activist noted as the co-founder of the #Bring Back Our Girls movement and a supporter of the End SARS campaign, endorsed Obi in her first ever endorsement of a presidential candidate. Young supporters of Obi's campaign have been nicknamed obedient. In an article in Business Day, it was argued that the Obedients are attracted by Peter Obi's ideology of frugality, economic production rather than the ostentatious consumerism and waste, and resourceful management and investment in key sectors, for economic growth and development. Commentators have argued that Obi's third-party candidacy appeals to young voters dissatisfied with the two major parties, which has resulted in the biggest political movement in recent Nigerian history. With his core message of prudence and accountability, Obi has managed to gain the backing of voters for his previously largely unknown Labour Party into a strong third force against two political heavyweights. Before campaigns were officially kicked off, Obi's supporters held a series of 1 million-man marches in several Nigerian cities including Makurdi, Calabar, Lafia, Port Harcourt, Afikpo, Owerri, Enugu, Auchi, Abuja, Kano, Ilorin, Abakaliki and Ibadan. The marches were not part of the official campaigns, as they were led by volunteer Obi supporters and not Obi's in-house team or political party. The marches experienced massive turnouts. Dr. Obiageli Ezekwesili, a former Minister of Education in Nigeria, in an interview with Channels Television said that Nigerian women are more inclined toward the presidency of Peter Obi. Physician Doyin Okube initially served as the temporary running mate of Obi until a substantive candidate could be selected. In the run-up to the final selection of a running mate, media outlets reported that there was an effort to have former Senator Shu Soni of Kaduna State serve as Obi's running mate. On 8 July 2022, Obi unveiled his running mate, Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed. Speaking on his choice of the vice presidential candidate, he stated as follows: "This is our right to secure, unite and make Nigeria productive. And you can do that without having people who have similar visions, ideas and are prepared for the task. So, I have the honor today to present to you, God willing, Nigeria's next vice president in the person of Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed." As a candidate, Obi has publicly demanded that the federal government name individuals responsible for financing terrorism and oil theft in Nigeria. In 2020, Obi expressed support for the End SARS social movement against police brutality. Obi has stated that he believes women are less prone to corruption in public office than men, and states that his gubernatorial staff were predominantly women. Obi has said he wants to do away with the office of the First Lady of Nigeria, stating, "It was not my wife that was voted in but himself. The Ministry of Women Affairs was enough to take good care of women." In commemoration of International African Women's Day, Obi stated, "In Nigeria, we advocate continually greater women participation in leadership, nation building, and society, which begins with unfettered social inclusion, gender mainstreaming, and empowerment." These are some of Peter Obi's achievements. The Sun's Man of the Year, 2007. This day's most prudent governor in Nigeria, 2009. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's best performing governor on immunization in Southeast Nigeria, 2012. Silverbird's Man of the Year, 2013. Distinguished Alumnus Award, Lagos Business School Alumni Association, LBSAA, 2014. Nigerian Library Association's Golden Merit Award, 2014. Pontifical Equestrian Order of Saint Sylvester Pope and Martyr, 2014. Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Onitsha's Golden Jubilee Award, 2015. This day's Governor of the Decade, 2020. Leadership Excellence Awards Man of the Year, 2022. The result of the Pandora Papers leaks, the Premium Times reported on Obi's involvement in offshore companies in tax havens such as the British Virgin Islands and Barbados. Obi appeared to have made shell companies in the 1990s with the Barbados-based Beecham Investments Limited and UK-based Next International, UK, Limited being tied back to Obi and his family. This was before he held any political office in Nigeria. Further reporting showed that in 2010 as well, Obi had Access International help him set up and manage Gabriella Investments Limited, a company in the British Virgin Islands named after Obi's daughter. One of the directors was also the director of a Belize-based shell company that was issued 50,000 shares in Gabriela Investments. In 2017, Obi reorganized the company under the name PMGG Investments Limited and created a trust named the Gabriela Settlement, which became the sole shareholder in PMGG Investments Limited. Obi was not holding any political position at this time, citation needed. According to the Premium Times report, which claimed that Obi had broken several laws due to his business dealings. The report claimed that firstly, Obi remained as director of Next International, UK, Limited while serving as governor of Anambra State, which is in direct violation of Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act. However, Obi described that claim to be misleading and wrong in an interview with Arise News, stating that he resigned from all companies before taking the office of governor of Anambra State. Secondly, it claimed that Obi's non-declaration of his offshore companies broke the Nigerian constitution's provision that requires public officers to declare all their properties, assets, and liabilities. A few days after the report, Obi responded by claiming that he did not break any laws and clarified that the account's money was accrued from his time as a businessman. The EFCC invited him for questioning later in October 2021 after Buhari directed all anti-corruption agencies to investigate those named in the leaks. However, no criminal case has ever been filed against Obi.